Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Prime Minister Nam Ki-hoon, for your opening remarks, and particularly for your reference to the quote by the poet Emerson. And thank you, fellow participants, World Bank colleagues, and distinguished guests and participants. On behalf of the World Bank Group, I am pleased to welcome you to the second Global Innovative Growth Forum. The focus of this year's forum is innovative and sustainable growth in the post-COVID-19 era. My special thanks to the Ministry of Economy and Finance of Korea for their strong partnership and continued collaboration with the World Bank Group. Last year, I visited Korea and participated in the inaugural GIGF. I saw firsthand how the forum brought together global leaders and experts to discuss and collaborate on harnessing innovation and technology to promote sustainable growth and development. And I'm pleased that the World Bank Group is once again partnering with Korea on this important forum for the exchange of development knowledge across borders and sectors. In a world struggling with an unprecedented pandemic, this forum is more relevant than ever. COVID-19 could have lasting impacts on the global economy by undermining consumer and investor confidence, lowering investments in human capital, and disrupting global value chains. Depending on the severity of the economic contraction, the pandemic is expected to push an additional 88 million to 115 million people into extreme poverty this year, with the total number rising to as many as 150 million by 2021, according to the World Bank's Poverty and Shared Prosperity 2020 report. To help developing countries respond to the crisis, protect hard-earned development gains, and plan for a resilient recovery, the World Bank Group is providing up to 160 billion in COVID-19 response support over a 15-month period up to June 2021. At the same time, the crisis is bringing digital transformation and green growth to the forefront of the world's development agenda. The adoption of digital technologies has grown by leaps and bounds during the pandemic, providing new sources of competitiveness and reshaping the nature of work. For example, in Rwanda, after transaction fees were waived in March, the April weekly value of all kinds of mobile money transactions increased by 450% from pre-pandemic levels. By 2025, the digital economy is expected to contribute $180 billion to Africa's economy, that is 5.2% of total GDP. But expanded use of digital technologies also increases the risks of digital inequality. And the Deputy Prime Minister referred to this in his remarks. Globally, over 700 million people lack broadband connectivity, while over 1 billion lack formal identification. Countries must invest in digital infrastructure and digital identity so that citizens can access online services. Developing countries need innovative, technology-enabled solutions to meet the challenges brought on by the crisis. One important way of achieving this is through partnering with technology entrepreneurs and developers. And countries, including Korea, are also seeing the pandemic as an opportunity to transition towards a greener and more resilient growth path. The World Bank Group has long supported this transition by promoting green growth and helping address climate change in developing countries. For example, we continue to surpass our own climate targets, committing $17.2 billion for climate-related investments in fiscal year 2020. These investments support development projects in countries around the world that promote cleaner air, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and help countries become more resilient to climate impacts. It is clear that the focus of this forum on digital and green innovation is in line with many countries' needs, their aspirations and priorities as they emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic. And Korea, as a global leader on digital and green innovation, is a strong and critical development partner of the World Bank Group on this important agenda. The World Bank Group Korea Office is a global innovation and technology center that collaborates with Korean partners to help developing countries harness green innovation and digital technology for sustainable development. We look forward to continuing this partnership with Korea to promote post-pandemic recovery and help developing countries find new pathways of inclusive and sustainable growth. Thank you and best wishes for a fruitful and productive forum. Kamsahamnida.